We're failing our kids, and there's a simple fix we keep ignoring. Walk into any graduation ceremony, and you'll see smiling faces, proud families, and kids tossing caps in the air. What you won't see is the uncomfortable truth hiding behind those diplomas. Far too many of those students can't actually read, write, or do math at the level needed to survive in today's workforce. The National Center for Education Statistics estimates that 1 in 5 U.S. adults, around 43 million people, are functionally illiterate. That means they struggle with basic tasks like reading instructions on a bottle of medicine, understanding a rental agreement, or filling out a job application. Let that sink in. 20% of our population graduates unprepared for real life. Where we went wrong. Number 1. Social promotion over real education. For decades, schools have been practicing what's called social promotion, moving students up a grade even if they haven't mastered the basics. On paper, it keeps kids with their peers and boosts graduation rates. In reality, it just shuffles literacy forward year after year. By the time these students reach high school, they're so far behind, it's nearly impossible to catch up. And yet, the system keeps nudging them along, producing graduates who can't read at grade level. Number 2. Teaching to the test. Instead of teaching kids how to think, schools are pressured to teach kids how to pass standardized tests. Teachers are measured on test scores, not whether their students are prepared for the real world. The result, kids who can bubble in multiple choice answers but freeze when asked to solve real-life problems. Number 3, boards of education that values optics over outcomes. Boards and administrators brag about high graduation rates, but rarely admit how many of those diplomas represent students still reading at a middle school level. They celebrate the car rolling off the assembly line without checking whether it has an engine. Number 4, COVID-19 and learning loss. The pandemic didn't create this mess, but it exposed just how fragile the system already was. Millions of students without reliable internet or parental support fell further behind. Instead of slowing down and doubling down on literacy, most districts chose the easy way out. Keep moving kids forward. The cost of failure. Graduating unprepared students isn't just unfair to them. It's expensive for all of us. Employers spend millions on remedial training. Colleges waste resources on remedial classes. Taxpayers foot the bill for welfare and prison systems that disproportionately absorb those who never had a fair shot. And the cycle continues. Children of parents with low literacy are far more likely to struggle themselves. Illiteracy isn't just an individual problem. It's a generational one. The simple way forward. Here's the blunt truth. We don't need new technology, new buzzwords, or new programs. We need to bring back common sense. Mastery before promotion. No child should move to the next grade until they can read, write, and do math at grade level. Period. A literacy year or foundational year should be normalized, not stigmatized. Falling behind temporarily is better than being set up to fail permanently. Empower teachers to teach. Teachers know their students better than any board or test. Give them authority to hold students back when needed, and the freedom to focus on actual learning instead of endless testing drills. Redefine success. Stop measuring schools by graduation rates alone. Success should mean that a diploma guarantees a student is workforce ready, able to read instructions, manage basic finances, and think critically. Invest early, save later. Third grade literacy is the tipping point. Kids who can't read by then are 4 times more likely to drop out later. Target resources there, and you save billions downstream in welfare, remedial programs, and incarceration. Final word. We don't have an education problem. We have a priorities problem. For too long, the system has chosen to look good on paper rather than do right by our kids. If we start insisting that every student masters the basics before moving on, empower teachers to actually teach, and stop using diplomas as participation trophies, we can finally graduate students who are ready for the workforce and ready for life. Stay safe, stay secure, and realize this isn't rocket science. It's just common sense. Thanks for tuning in. Now go hit that subscribe button and stay curious, my friends.